In 2019, a single 4chan post about infinite yellow rooms broke the internet, and some say the people are still trapped inside. Could there actually be a room out there that sucks you in and traps you? Could this be more than a game or a weird post? Or maybe in some sense we are dealing with a real-life mirror and we don't even know it yet. If all these seem confusing to you, let's get back to the beginning where it all started. It's May 12th, 2019. Just a normal day on the internet until someone posts a weird, grainy photo on 4chan. It showed this empty yellow room, dingy wallpaper, ugly stained carpet, fluorescent lights buzzing like a mosquito in your ear, no windows, no people, just nothing. But somehow it felt like something. The caption was simple but creepy. If you're not careful and you no clip out of reality in the wrong areas, you'll end up in the back rooms. Now hold on. No clip? What does that even mean, you might ask? Well, if you've ever played a video game like Half-Life or Doom, you'll know what that means. It's when a player glitches through walls or floors, like breaking the rules of the game. You move through solid stuff, end up in empty space or behind the map. It's a cheat code, a developer trick. So what does that have to do with this creepy 4chan post? Well, that's just it. In this post, they weren't talking about a game. They were talking about real life, and that's when it hit people. What if reality has a glitch too? What if you just step the wrong way, trip over some invisible crack in the world, and fall through? That yellow room. That was the other side. Quite a theory, you have to admit, and people online couldn't stop talking about it. Not because it was flashy or full of jump scares, but because it felt too real. You look at that picture and your brain whispers, I've seen that before. Maybe in an old office, maybe in a dream, maybe nowhere at all. And that's what makes it so scary. It was a place that looked familiar. But you knew you weren't supposed to be there. That's how the Backrooms were born. No fancy movie budget, no famous author, just one picture, one creepy line of text, and one big idea. What if you glitched out of the world and couldn't find your way back? And just like that, a modern internet legend was born. But as you might imagine, this was just the beginning. Apparently, there were levels to this back room and no clipping, and this is probably the scariest part of all this. So let's say, just for a second, you actually did no clip out of reality. You're walking through a hallway, minding your business, then bam! Something shifts, the air changes, the sound dies down. You look around and suddenly you're not in your world anymore. That, my friend, means you're in level 0, and level 0? That's where it all begins. It's the one from the original picture. Endless yellow rooms that all look the same. Old moist carpet squishing under your feet, buzzing fluorescent lights that never turn off. No windows, no doors, no furniture, just you. And miles of identical hallways. The place feels like an abandoned office building mixed with a fever dream. But here's the thing. There might be something else there with you. You never see it. You just hear it sometimes. A cough, a footstep, maybe a distant hum. And that's when your survival instincts kick in. You keep walking. Now let's say you make it out of level 0. Not that anyone knows how. But if you do, things don't get better. You just go deeper. Level 1 is next. It's darker, colder, and way more mechanical. Think flickering lights, exposed pipes, and water dripping from the ceiling. It feels like the basement of a building no one's used in years. There might be supplies scattered around. Flashlights, batteries, canned food. But that just raises a question. Who left them? And more importantly, where did they go? Then there's level 2. And that's when things get really messed up. Imagine being stuck in hot, narrow corridors filled with loud machines, vents blowing scorching air, and metal floors that echo every single step you take. It's like a giant boiler room that stretches on forever. And yeah, you're not alone. This is where the entities start showing up. This is where this story begins to take an even weirder turn. Now, no one really knows what they are. Some say they're corrupted humans. Others say they're just things, broken pieces of reality. But they're dangerous, and they don't like visitors. Some of them even have names. There's the Smilers. Glowing eyes in the dark. You never see their body, you just see the smile. Then we have the Hounds, twisted dog-like creatures, fast, aggressive, hungry. Others are less defined, but somehow even worse. But as thought this was not creepy enough, there's more. Sometimes the back rooms pretend to be safe. You might find a room that looks like your bedroom, or hear your mom's voice calling you from behind a door. But whatever you do, don't trust it. This all sounds like something you should stay away from, but somehow it ignited the internet and became a sensation. Before long, the back rooms expanded to include hundreds of levels, each with their own environment, rules, and horrors. People have described glitching cities, infinite hospitals where alarms never stop ringing, massive abandoned malls, underwater caves, and gravity-defying rooms that twist and turn as you walk. It's like a broken copy of our world. Familiar, but corrupted. And then came the found footage videos. That's when things went next level creepy. People started making short films, grainy, shaky camera footage, as if someone had actually fallen into the back rooms and was filming their escape. The most famous is from a YouTuber named Kane Pixels. His videos are so realistic people thought they were real at first. They show scientists discovering portals, researchers going missing, and the slow, terrifying unraveling of everything. It made the back rooms feel real in a way nothing else had. And suddenly, this wasn't just a story, it became a game, a universe, a survival guide. People online started writing rules for how to survive. Don't make noise, don't run unless you have to, stay away from dark corners. Never trust anything that looks too familiar. And above all, keep moving. Because the back rooms aren't just empty rooms, they're watching. Again, doesn't this make you wonder? Why were people so drawn to the back rooms? Shouldn't it be something everyone collectively tried to avoid? What was so special about this phenomenon that people just couldn't get enough of? Well, the answer is simpler than you might think. Let me ask you something. Have you ever walked through an empty office building at night? Or a hotel hallway where every door is closed and no one else is around? Maybe a school corridor during the holidays, lights buzzing, everything still, lockers shut tight. You know that feeling, right? That weird mix of calm and wrong, like the place is familiar but something's off. You can't put your finger on it. Nothing's happening, no monsters jumping out at you, but your brain whispers, "You shouldn't be here." That's exactly what makes the back room so powerful. It's not about blood or violence or jump scares. It's not even about what's chasing you. It's about the space itself, the silence, the emptiness, the eerie stillness of a world that's just recognizable enough to feel like home, but warped in a way that makes your skin crawl. We're used to horror being loud and obvious. Screams, blood, dark forests. But this is psychological horror. It creeps in slow. It gets under your skin. It makes you scared of something that might not even be there. And that's what hits the hardest. The fear of the familiar turned unfamiliar. The back rooms take places we know, offices, malls, schools, and twist them, not into haunted houses, but into endless, empty versions of themselves. It's like the soul has been sucked out and all that's left is fluorescent lighting and dead silence. You recognize it, but it doesn't recognize you. It plays with something deeper, too. That quiet little fear in the back of your mind. What if you disappeared and no one noticed? What if you slipped through a crack in reality and just fell out of the world? No drama, no explosion, just gone. You keep walking, hallway after hallway, room after room. And the scariest part is there might not be a monster at the end. There might be nothing, just you, forever. That's the existential dread the back rooms tap into. Not just being lost, but being forgotten. Being out of sync with the rest of the world. Like a ghost that's still breathing. And if that idea gives you chills, you're not alone. Because deep down we all wonder if the world is more fragile than it looks. If maybe, just maybe, it's held together by threads we don't even see. And sometimes it feels like it might just glitch. And in that moment, when the lights flicker, when the room feels a little too quiet, you pause. And you wonder, did something just change? Or did you? All right, let's zoom out for a second and look at what the back rooms actually became, because this thing went way beyond a creepy post on 4chan. It turned into a modern myth. And not just any myth. One that taps directly into the weird, lonely vibes of the digital age. If you've ever heard of Slender Man, you already know how the internet can turn a single idea into a cultural wildfire. Just one spooky image or story, and suddenly you've got fan art, games, even tragic real-life consequences. The same goes for the SCP Foundation, that massive online universe full of strange, classified entities and experiments, all written like top-secret reports from a sci-fi government agency. It started as fiction, but it became a genre. The backroom slid right into that same space, but with its own unique flavor. It doesn't need a creature with tentacles or a scary backstory. The fear comes from the environment itself. Just the space. That's it. And somehow it works, and artists, filmmakers, gamers, they all ran with it. Suddenly you've got entire indie horror games based on trying to survive inside the backrooms. Every door you open might lead to the same room again. Or to something worse. Developers started using that low-res, yellow-tinted aesthetic. Found footage videos blew up, each one adding a new layer to the lore. And then came the ARGs, alternate reality games. People started planting fake clues online, posting fake security footage, dropping GPS coordinates, pretending the backrooms were real like a digital ghost hunt. The line between story and reality blurred in a way that only the internet can make happen. But what really hit people in the chest? The metaphor behind it all. Because the backrooms aren't just about glitching out of reality. They're about what it feels like to be stuck in a world that doesn't see you. They've become a metaphor for so many things that haunt us today. Ever felt dissociated? Like you're moving through life on autopilot, like the world is happening around you but you're not really in it. That's the backrooms. Ever walked through a city past rows of identical buildings and cold fluorescent lights and thought, why does everything feel so empty? That's the backrooms. People even started connecting it to the pandemic era. Remember those months in lockdown where cities were silent, schools were abandoned, and the world felt paused? Like we were all just waiting for something to start again. That feeling of drifting, of isolation, of wondering if we'd ever get back to normal, that's level 0, isn't it? And so the backrooms exploded into art. You've got visual artists drawing infinite yellow corridors, twisting them into surreal nightmares. Some folks analyze architecture now through the lens of the backrooms, saying that modern design, with its endless gray offices and lifeless lobbies, is already halfway there. And even music, yep, there's a whole genre of ambient, eerie sounds made to feel like you're wandering through the levels. Loops of faint static, distant footsteps, echoes. It's unsettling, but people love it. Because it's not just horror. It's strangely beautiful in a sad, haunting way. The backrooms have become a mirror for how many of us feel today. Trapped, forgotten, wandering. Like we're stuck somewhere that looks familiar but doesn't feel like home. Like we're out of sync with the world around us. And somehow that yellow wallpaper and buzzing light captured it all. What do you think about the backrooms? Is it all just a game and a weird post, or like some theorists, do you believe it mirrors some alternate reality that we refuse to see or accept? Let us know in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, do subscribe and hit the notification bell. The next one would blow your mind away.